Good morning, folks. Buckle up because things are heating up across the pond and right here at home. Let's dive straight into the big shakeup in the United States where order is being restored in ways that have everyone talking. If you're new here, I'm Andrew Mitrich. I used to work inside a state-run media outlet, saw how stories were twisted to fit the narrative, and I walked away. Now I'm independent. I speak freely, and I tell you what really matters. President Donald Trump is not messing around with crime in the nation's capital. He's already deployed hundreds of military personnel to Washington to tackle the rising disorder. And starting yesterday, August 24th, these troops have been authorized to carry firearms, though only as a last resort, in direct response to immediate threats to safety. Can you imagine the shift this represents? It's a bold move to reclaim the streets, and Trump is eyeing expansion to other Democrat-led cities like Baltimore, Chicago, and New York. Of course, this has sparked fierce pushback from Democratic leaders. Chicago's mayor, Brandon Johnson, is fuming, calling it an unwanted military presence and vowing to fight it in court. But hey, if order had been maintained earlier, we wouldn't be here, right? Prevention could have avoided this escalation. And get this, Trump took to his social network to set the record straight. Amid all the noise from what he calls fake news outlets, he pointed out that his approval ratings are skyrocketing, some hitting 60 or even 70%. That's unprecedented. He's making it clear that the anti-Trump campaigns, full of distortions and fabrications, are in full swing to derail his agenda. He knows it, and mark my words, tougher actions are coming. This is about reshaping America, and it's got the establishment rattled. If you're with me on exposing these power plays, hit that like button and subscribe now. Your support keeps this channel going strong, and if you feel moved, consider becoming a sponsor. It's folks like you who make real independence possible. Now, shifting gears to Europe, where instability is brewing fast. Over in Germany, specifically Hamburg, an emergency unfolded with a massive fire erupting in the port. It started in a warehouse storing vehicles, and authorities reported explosions from gas cylinders. A thick plume of smoke towered over the city, visible for miles. Fire crews rushed in, and the heavy smoke spread to nearby businesses. Causes are still under investigation, so we're watching closely for updates. Meanwhile, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz is floating an intriguing idea for the 2027 presidential elections, nominating the current head of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen. She's just started her second term late last year, and by February 2027, more than half of it will be done. Merz seems to doubt she'll last the full ride as Commission chief. It's no secret dissatisfaction with von der Leyen is surging. She's been caught in numerous controversies. Experts in German media are weighing in, highlighting why this presidential run could appeal to her. She's made her mark in Brussels with the Green Agenda and support for Ukraine, so stepping away wouldn't feel like a demotion. Plus, she'd break barriers again. First female defense minister, first commission president, and potentially first female federal president in Germany. For Merz's Christian Democratic Union Party, it's a win too. Following Angela Merkel as the first female chancellor, they'd boast nominating the first female president. This is being positioned early and steadily, and speaking of elections, France in 2027 looks primed for a right-wing surge. President Emmanuel Macron's approval is at a dismal 19%, one of his lowest ever. Prime Minister François Bayrou isn't faring better at 18%. Polls show deep frustration with the government. 71% of French folks back federalization to tailor laws to local needs and even redraw some major regional borders. They're also up in arms against Bayrou's proposal to scrap 2 national holidays for savings. People value their work-life balance, seeing this as coercive and damaging. Europe's on the cusp of massive shifts. The right's popularity is soaring, no escaping that. Hold on, because this ties into broader EU maneuvers. Ursula von der Leyen is vigorously defending the recent EU-US tariff deal, calling it a deliberate choice to dodge confrontation. Her comments are popping up in European outlets. She argues that if the world's 2 biggest democratic economies clashed in a trade spat, their adversaries would celebrate, so she's adamant she got it right, no doubts. This comes as a retort to criticism from Mario Draghi and others unhappy with her. Von der Leyen highlighted fresh trade pacts with Mexico and Mercosur countries, deeper ties with Switzerland and the UK, wrapped up talks with Indonesia, and aims to seal one with India by year's end. Basically her message, what problems? We're hustling. But post-vacation, she's facing a barrage of questions from the European Parliament, so stay tuned. In Germany, Finance Minister Lars Klingbeil made his first official trip to Kiev, Ukraine. Right off the bat, he affirmed Berlin's unwavering support, pledging €9 billion in annual aid. Yet back home, experts are pushing for stringent austerity to avoid drowning in debt. Merz's coalition partner warns the social welfare system is unsustainable. Costs for pensions, healthcare, elder care, and citizens' allowances, known as Bürgergeld, have spiraled. With a shortfall of about €170 billion in the budget through 2029, Bavaria's Premier Markus Söder chimed in, "We must cut back, and we can." He suggested trimming state benefits, migrant aid, and heat pump subsidies. The economic pinch is real, no way around it. Adding to the mix, Robert Habeck, Vice Chancellor under former Chancellor Olaf Scholz, and a key Green Party figure, infamous for advising folks to close curtains to save heat, is stepping down from his Bundestag seat on September 1st. He's shifting to research, teaching, and studying at places like the Danish Institute for International Studies in Copenhagen and UC Berkeley in California. Mission accomplished, he's bowing out of politics to educate and learn. On his way out, Habeck took a swipe at Söder for his social media antics, mocking his obsessive sausage-eating posts as not real politics, but a distraction from why people feel abandoned. Earlier, Söder had blasted Habeck as Germany's worst economy minister ever. These are the raw realities kicking off the week: shifts in power, economic squeezes, and political exits. Europe and the US are interconnected in this web of change. What do you make of all this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep the conversation alive. Before I sign off, if this breakdown hit home, smash that like and subscribe. And if you're inspired, think about sponsoring the channel. It's your backing that lets me keep delivering the unfiltered truth.